American Vampire, by the way, we're going to come back to it in 2018. I don't even know, like, I have no idea if I'm allowed to say this or not. They're basically, they're retooling Vertigo right now because it has a new editor. My very, very good friend Mark Doyle, who's edited me on Batman and was the editor of American Vampire, and him and his wife found me and brought me into comics in the first place. They were dating at the time, and she worked at Marvel and he worked at DC. I didn't know, and I worked for both of them and didn't know they were dating. It was so embarrassing. Where I was like, my DC editor never calls me back, and then like he would call me back and I'd be like, oh, that's a coincidence. And then I'd be like to him, you know, my Marvel editor never gives me notes, and I get all these notes, and I'd be like, huh. I'm like the least Batman person. I was like, oh, they're getting married. They're a big crossover, and then anyway, they're retooling Vertigo to make something kind of bold and different with it right now that I'm really excited about, and so they want American Vampire to be a part of that launch. I can't say enough good things about what Vertigo will be soon, and we're going to come back with the 2 arcs to kind of finish off this cycle of it, then me and Raphael. And how I came about Skinner Sweet was, that was my first comic that was mine. I had done a little bit at Marvel, I had done like some Human Torch and all kinds of stuff over there. And I pitched this idea where I was like, well, what if the vampires, which were so saturated at the time, because Twilight was like, it's at a heyday, what if we did a vampire that was indigenously American and was vicious and had these different powers, where it was powered by the sun and it had like rattlesnake claws, and it would give me a chance to explore all history and folklore. And I pitched it to them and they took it. And then they were like, who do you know that does blurbs for stuff? And I was like, well, I actually kind of know Stephen King a little bit from the book world. And, you know, I could ask him, and they were like, please do ask him. And I asked him, and he was like, can I see the pitch? And I gave it to him, and he's like, I like this enough that I would write an issue of it sometime. You should tell them that. And I was like, I don't know if I should tell them that. I don't want you to write it and not me, and then I'll have no job. And then I told them, and they were like, literally it was like after hours on a Friday, and 8:30 a.m. Monday morning, I got a call from like Karen Berger and everybody there at this conference. It was like, did you say Stephen King for an issue of American Vampire? And so he did it with me there, which was the great thrill of my life, you know, career-wise. And really, he helped develop Skinner in that way, where he was like, he taught me a lot, where he was sort of like, right now you want him to be like the Joker, where he's all bad, but he's got to have a kernel of good, and the arc of the entire story is probably his redemption. And I was like, is it? And I thought about it, and it is really true, and that's kind of where the series is headed, even though he's still really dark towards the end. But it has those moments because he was such a good mentor and all that stuff. So I love that character and really I love that series dearly. It's not my favorite in terms of, they're all children, so you wouldn't be like, hey kid, I like your brother better than you. But I love going back to that one almost more than any, because it's so mine, it's so immersive, and I can go anywhere in American history, folklore, monster, horror, anything. So it's almost like the widest kind of beautiful sandbox to play in. So I love that one. So yeah, we're definitely coming back to do the next 2 arcs and finish off the cycle, and then we're going to actually change the format so that we can do a series in the present with the BMS. So that's so spoily. I'm trying to say it.